Hey, good morning, West Virginia Nana fam. If you are new, my name is Chris. If you are already subscribed, welcome back. It is a beautiful, beautiful June 1st, Saturday morning here in Western West Virginia. I am just sitting out on my deck, drinking some iced coffee this morning, listening to my husband in the background doing some weed eating. I did the weed eating yesterday around both the houses, the garden, and the garages. So I took care of that. He is now doing the driveway, which is probably a quarter of a mile long. So he's doing that. He's working his way to the top of the hill where he will actually trim around the mailboxes and the berry bushes that are at the top. Just sitting here. Yesterday I filmed a garden tour, so I'm going to put that in on this video. And just kind of catch you all up. I've not made a video in a while. We had some everyday life happenings. Our 14-and-a-half-year-old schnoodle got sick a month ago, and we kept taking her back and forth to the vet about it first started every 2 weeks, and then we went weekly. She had become anemic. She was bleeding somewhere, and they just didn't know where, so they put her on prednisone, which the first 2 weeks it helped. It brought her blood red count numbers up, but after that, when we would take her back weekly, the red blood cell count kept going down. Well, on Monday, May the 20th, she got real unstable as far as she couldn't really walk. She wasn't really eating. During that day, we just kind of watched her really, really close. And Tuesday morning, we got up and decided she needed to go to the vet that day. So I was going to take her to the vet along with my granddaughter. I keep my soon-to-be 2-year-old granddaughter. She's actually 23 months old today. My grandson turns 15 on Monday. But back to Lola. She got worse on Tuesday. What time that I went from inside the house to the garden just to kind of water and check things, she vomited up blood and some other bacteria that was in her system. My daughter was already on her way with our granddaughter, so my husband left work early, came home, and took Lola to our fabulous vet. And unfortunately, she had cancer, and it was either go ahead and put her down or bring her home and she would pass sometime that day. I mean, that's how bad it got in 4 weeks' time. My husband chose to go ahead and have her put down because there was no sense in letting her suffer. It's been hard. It's been hard to get back into the swing of things, getting used to our new normal around the house with no noise on our hardwood floors. You know how dogs do walk. Their nails will kind of tap the floor as they're walking. Nobody laying under my feet at when I'm cooking dinner or breakfast. It's been hard trying to get used to that, but we have decided we are not getting any more dogs or cats. If we do bring any animals into the homestead, it will be livestock, something we can raise and eat. My husband and I just get too attached to these precious, precious babies. When our first dog of 15 years, which was a Lhasa Apso, we had to have her put down because she was ill. It took us 9 months, and I just happened to work across the street from this pet store. And when I first saw Lola in the pet store window, I went over every day for a week on my lunch break, excuse me, and played with her. Well, I finally got the nerve to have my daughter at that point. She was just a freshman in college. She came after her classes and looked at her. And then, after I had my daughter hooked, we asked her daddy. Of course, you know, he's not going to tell his baby girl no. So we ended up purchasing the dog. My daughter brought her home. Well, she was 8 weeks old. So when my daughter got her out of the car, she set her down to potty. Well, the dog ran under her car, scared to death. And when she tried to get Lola out from underneath her car, the dog, of course, bit her. So, you know, my daughter's calling me at work crying, saying, "Don't tell Daddy, but Lola bit me." And the first weekend we had her, my daughter was like, "Mom, it's like having a baby." Because she didn't get no sleep. We left it up to her. But then, as my daughter got through college and bought her own house and was moving out, my husband was like, "You're not taking Lola with you. She's mine." So that's how we acquired Lola. And for the next 14 and a half years, she was an absolute blessing. I highly recommend the Schnoodle dogs over any other dog. They're personable, they have a good attitude, they're very, very smart, and they're excellent around children. My littlest granddaughter absolutely loved her. She still looks for her. They were best buddies, especially when it came to snack time. But that's just kind of what's been going on. It's taken me a little while to even pick my phone back up to even film anything. We do have Lola buried in our backyard next to our first Lhasa Apso. And my mother-in-law's dog is buried in our backyard as well with them. So she's home. Not like she was, but she is home. I'm finally coming to the grip that I did not want her to suffer. She's better off. She had a fantastic life here on earth. And I know once I get to heaven, she's going to be at that rainbow bridge waiting on me. But that's what's been going on. I've, of course, been tending to the garden. We have tomatoes on the vine already. I've got tomatillos on the vines, and my tomatillo plants are doing 10 times better than the plants I purchased last year. And I've raised everything in my garden from seed, except for the strawberries and the rhubarb, of course, and the potatoes. The potatoes were seeds, but I purchased those from Haas Tools, and they seem to be growing excellent, except only they did faint, if you want to call it that. So anyway, I will be having some more videos coming up. I'm going to do a sourdough baking day. I need to get back into that. I've been feeding my starter, but I haven't made anything in a little while. I've got a bunch of discard I need to use. I want to do the sourdough. Want to get some freezer meals in because my sister and I are going to the Food Independent Summit in Berlin, Ohio this month. We're going to head out on the 18th, drive the 4 hours to Berlin, attend the conference. Then we're going to drive from Berlin, Ohio over to Butler and go to the Sharp Shoppers over there. There's two, one in Butler and then one like I think an hour away from it. So we're going to try to hit both of those on Friday of that week. I'll try to film some during the Food Independent Summit, but I'm not sure if I'll get to, but I will do my best. I'll try to film some stuff around Berlin, but I am going to start trying to get 1 to 2 videos out a week. I'm going to try to get on a schedule and do that. Life is kind of calming down a little bit now. I want to keep my granddaughter 2 to 3 days a week, depending on my son-in-law's schedule. He's fortunately able to work from home 2 to 3 days a week. So that's good for the summer. Kids are out of school. My grandson, like I said, he turns 15 on Monday, so he will start learning to drive. My son-in-law did go and buy him a car. It's a 1999 Mustang. It's got like over 130,000 miles on it. But for a 15-year-old boy, it'll be fine. He will not be able to drive to school in the fall, not until he's 16. But they can get a learner's here in West Virginia at 15. So he's pretty excited about that. I'm excited to see his face when he sees his daddy bought him a Mustang. Even though it is over 25 years old, so be it. But it's pretty exciting. So I'm going to pop in attach my garden tour video here at the end. I just want to say thanks for coming back. Thanks for stopping by if you're new. If you're new, please consider subscribing to my channel. It helps us grow. It helps us reach out to more people. I really appreciate it. And I hope everyone has a blessed day. Hope you have a great weekend. Bye. I thought I'd give you guys a little tour of my garden that we've been working with. I don't know what has happened here. This is my potato bed. They've just all kind of like passed out. Hopefully they're still growing. I did have some flowering last week. Looks like something has ate them or they've fallen off. But we did have flowering. So that's a good sign. I don't know if I need to put dirt in the middle. Yeah, I'm at a loss. So if you have any tips or tricks, let me know in the comments below on how to hill up potatoes in a raised bed. This is a 10 by 4 by 1. So any tips and tricks would be wonderful. Down here is my dill. I don't think it's going to do much. These have runner beans. It's got to be the garden soil that we put in there. It's just not doing that well. And then over here, I have some lettuce. I need to trim that up and replant. This is one of 2 of my strawberry beds, and apparently when I was dumping loose dirt, I had some tomato seeds in there, and now I've got several tomato plants growing amongst my strawberries. These berries I transplanted from a bed we have out back last year, and they have really taken off this year. This is basil and I think parsley or cilantro. It is cilantro. So I've got cilantro and basil in there. This is one of my blueberries. As you can see, it is loaded with berries. Up close and personal, there are the berries. They've not started turning yet. I have made the birds mad because I covered them. I have new shoots coming here. This is peppers, and looks like tomato seeds were in the dirt, so they're growing. I've got lettuce and peppers here. I also have an acorn squash I planted here, and as you can see, we are getting a little squash. So that's exciting. This is my second strawberry bed. These beds have produced fantastic. They're kind of at the point now where you're only going to find 1 or 2 strawberries. It's like strawberry season is already over. This is a second blueberry. This one actually has more blueberries than the first one, and some of them looks like they're starting to turn. Let's go on down here. I ran out of garden space. Oh, I also have a rhubarb plant growing in here. I can't harvest from it this year, but I'll be able to next year or the year after. I'll have to double check. In here, I've got some Dixie Queen pumpkins. I don't know if they'll do any good. I got some zinnias or cosmos, one of the two. Down here, I've got watermelon, if they do any good. Over here, I have a Chadwick cherry tomato, another blueberry. This has got tomatoes and peppers that just started coming up in the dirt. My peas are not looking too hot. I still don't have any peas growing on them yet. There again, I think it is this soil. It's crappy soil. This is a pickling cucumbers and some beans. There again, it's got to be that soil I've used. Another blueberry. As you can see, it's got some berries on it. This berry and that one right there and that one have been in my ground for years, and this is the first year they've done anything. This has got strawberries, and that looks like maybe a pepper or a tomatillo. My arugula went to seed. That's not doing much. That is my nasturtiums I planted from seed, and it looks like we got some weeds growing in here. I know most people have their green stalks stacked. I did not do that this year. These are first year grapevines, all three of these. That's another blueberry. More nasturtiums, more strawberries, and some kind of a squash plant. That is a goji berry, I do believe. And this one is a goji berry, and it's just not doing anything. Another blueberry. Now, these, because it's different soil, are doing very well on the beans. Trying to get them to start vining up this little trellis I have here, so we'll see if that works. Then these are butternut squash. No fruit on them yet. This is a butternut squash plant, along with some spinach, but the spinach is not doing anything. That, I want to say, is a goji berry, which it's not doing anything. This, I want to say, is a fig. I want you to look at my elderberry. How beautiful and big. First year it's had this many blooms on it. And it looks like these are going to elderflower before they go to berries. And this one down here especially. Look how pretty that is in the elderflower. I've got several of them opening up. They're just gorgeous. Oh, look at this one. And we have a honeybee on it. Look at that, how pretty. He's getting all that gorgeous nectar. He can have it. Down here we've got some cucumber, a cantaloupe, it's all in the soil. These are supposed to be Romas and snapdragons, and nothing's doing good. These are beans that got eaten by the deer because I had them sitting by the fence. This is another fig. These are, what kind of a squash plant are those? Did I put the tag in here? I did. Those are spaghetti squash. And there again, I am not seeing any fruit, but I am trying to get them to trellis up and grow vertically. Down here is my raspberry. This is the new 23-foot bed my husband made for me this year. We put soil that we got out back. I put some amendments in it, you know, like the worm castings and perlite. And actually things are doing pretty good. This is an acorn squash. As you can see, I've got a couple fruit on here. This is cucumber, and as you can see, we're starting to get some cucumbers. And let's see, this is, I've got cucumbers I'm trying to trellis up. Oh, look, we have a bee in there doing his business. He's pollinating. That is a Jardel pumpkin vine. We're going to leave that bee alone. He's busy. This is another pumpkin and beans that are intertwined here. That is basil. We're going to go ahead and pick this. Maybe with the other hand. Okay, sorry about that. It must be getting tough. Take those in and dry them. This here is another acorn squash. You see there's several fruits on it. This is a pumpkin, I do believe. Yes, that's another Jardel. And here we have a zucchini plant. Oh, we're getting a little zucchini there. Looky here, we have another bee. He is in there pollinating. He can just buzz, buzz, buzz all he wants. And here is a, what is this one? This is a jack-o'-lantern pumpkin. Then I have my tomatillo plants, my tomatoes that I actually grew from seed. And I saw a big old, yeah, right there. A tomatillo right there. And there's another one on there. Another tomatillo. I got several tomatillos I grew from seed. That is an Abe Lincoln tomato. I'm getting, if you can see right there, I've got some Chadwick cherries coming on. This one is a Amish paste. I got more beans. I mean, these are doing so much better than the ones that are in my green stock. That is an Amish paste. More beans. This is a Paul Robeson. That is another squash plant. Another tomato. That one is a Boxcar Willie. Another squash. More beans. This is mainly the tomato, pumpkin, and squash beds. But there's another tomato. Oh, look here, we've got a little tomato right there. And then I saw another one this morning when I was out here messing around. Oh, right here. There's another one. It's exciting to start seeing stuff come on the vine, the fruit. I love it. More beans. More squash and pumpkin and cucumber. That is a Better Boy tomato. That is a cucumber, I believe, or maybe a cantaloupe. Oh, let me fix this. We do the windmills around to help keep the birds and stuff away. We bought this cloud last year at Lehman's. Well, my husband never used it, so I decided to put it right here in the garden. This is a straight 8 cucumber plant. Let me see if I can move it around to get it to come this other way. Yep, get it to drape over. This is a big old pumpkin. I tell you, I've made the birds so mad that they are just pooping on everything. Look at that nice big tomatillo. And then here we have a golden zucchini, a sugar pie pumpkin, some lettuce. This is another butternut right here. Then we've got a squash. That's a zucchini and a tomato, another zucchini. These potatoes are doing the same thing that those in the first bed did. Here are more. Oh, look at this pretty elderflower. I mean, that elderberry bush has just gone phenomenal. I have my garlic I planted last year. Another tomato because the garlic will be coming out hopefully next month. I already cut all my scapes and dehydrated those. More potatoes. That is a Roma tomato. Carrots. A tomatillo. I got beets in there. And I just redid the radishes, so I've got radishes coming up here again. Oh, the tomatoes or the potatoes are making potatoes. I showed you those. My nasturtiums. Here are my onions I planted. So they're still making and doing their thing. I've got 1, 2, 3 tomatillos in here. I had another tomato plant, but something dug it up. So, and then here I've got I've got peppers and cabbage and cauliflower and broccoli and Brussels sprouts. I have a couple of cauliflower heads forming, and my cabbages. I mean, things are just rocking and a-rolling. If all my cabbages make a good head, I'll be able to try to make sauerkraut this year. So that's what I'm hoping for. And then in here we've got kale, which it's not doing anything. It's got to be that dirt. Then in here, looks like we got some Dixie Queen pumpkins. In here we've got, that is a cantaloupe plant. Look how big that is. I have trellised it up. I haven't seen any fruit on it yet, but I've got it trellised, hoping to get them going up. Oh, wait, there's one right there. We got a baby. Oh, and we have a baby here. So that's our cantaloupe. And in here, we've got peppers. And we've got lots of peppers. We've got some cabbages. Here we've got kale and rosemary. Another squash of some sort. Let's go back around this way. I just keep kicking that seashell. Here's some more peppers. That, I do believe, is Brussels. Peppers. I'm not sure if my peppers are getting any blooms or fruit on them. Oh yes, we got blooms. Just kind of keeping those covered up. I may have to get out my shade cloths. There's cabbages. Ooh. Oh yes, that one's forming a nice head. Nice, nice, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Then over here, I've got a tomatillo and some lettuce coming up. I've just been trying to make do with every bit of space I can find. And then here I have a Chadwick cherry. I need to get it staked up. I do need to stake up more down in that bed down there. But the garden is coming along. Over here is where we planted our blackberry plants that I got from Gurney's. And I think it was a azalea bush, but here are the blackberries. They are doing amazing. The plant, however, the bush, it's not done a whole lot. So, but anyway, I've weed-eated and weeded over here today. We do have some wild berries, and I will walk up our driveway and show you the different kind of berries that we have. But right here we've got some blackberries.